This is the one where you got the lovable characters of Blade, Leech Woman, Pinhead.
I got it.
Tunneler.
You gotta do Mortal Kombat, Brian. Like
Blade, Chester, Pinhead, Tunneler, Leech Woman, Shredder Khan, Genji. Test your Johnny Cage.
Test your might.
You remember when that song came on when we were little kids? People would lose their fucking mind.
God.
It was like kids were screaming that somebody had a nosebleed. It's like one kid was crying in the corner because he couldn't deal with the beauty of it all, you know?
Yeah, no, it was pretty much 90s were awesome.
Oh, goody, goody, here it comes.
Welcome to the Cinema Psycho Show.
You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here.
Oh, my God, don't stop now!
With your hosts, Brian, John, and Elaine.
Welcome to the Cinema Psycho Show, the madhouse for film freaks and film fans of all types. I'm your host, Brian Cotton, teacher, my fellow co-host and filmmaker, John Woolscroft.
Ooh, it is hopping in here at the Erie Horror Fest.
It is. It is.
I'm glad we got these mics because I actually enjoy this commotion because I know it's not interfering with the show, but it's adding some nice ambiance.
I believe it's called texture.
Ambiance.
It's called texture in the audio world. But yeah, we're in episode 252.
Yeah.
And this week we again are back at the Erie Horror Fest, and this is actually our last batch recording.
Yes, yeah,
yeah. We literally have been since Thursday batch recording a lot of these episodes. So when you hear these, they may be in 2022 or 2023.
We recorded 57 episodes.
Yeah. So, but this last one here was one that I suggested, and I think John, you are. Hating the fact that I suggested this one. You told me.
Oh, wow. I've forgotten everything about it. I think the first time I saw it, I was like young and I was just freaked out by dolls and I forgot everything about the plot.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I did tell you that the plot of the first one is pretty god-awful and makes absolutely zero sense. And when you look at the sequels to it, really seems to, like, it's one of those things where the sequels actually got better. To a point,
which is odd, but
it's
like the Benjamin Buttoning of movies.
It is, but this week we're talking about 1989's Puppet Master, and not the John Frankenheimer Puppet Master. We're talking about the real Puppet Master, the one from Charles Band and Full Moon Features,
or the bitch that controlled Lamb Chop. Not that Puppet Master either.
Not that Puppet Master. Yeah. Not that Puppet Master. No, this is the one where you got the lovable characters of Blade, Leech Woman, Pinhead.
I got it.
Tunneler.
You gotta do Mortal Kombat, Brian. Like
Blade, Chester, Pinhead, Tunneler, Leech Woman, Shredder Khan, Genji. Test your Johnny Cage.
Test your might.
You remember when that song came on when we were little kids? People would lose their fucking mind.
God.
It was like kids were screaming that somebody had a nosebleed. It's like one kid was crying in the corner because he couldn't deal with the beauty of it all, you know?
Yeah, no, it was pretty much 90s were awesome. But yeah, this movie, Puppet Master, is one of my, the franchise is one of my favorites. I'm not going to say that the first movie is, because the first movie, as I mentioned, is one of the, I find it the weakest out of the core trilogy, because if I go all the way to Puppet Master 1, 2, and 3, 4 is, and then you start getting these weird like totem creatures that just don't make any sense, and then we're not even talking about like Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys and the newest ones like the Littlest Reich, which I don't think I've even seen those.
Oh, I love that set of toys for kids. My Little Reich.
Yeah. So it's the Puppet Master franchise has been very kind of all over the place, and it all starts with this movie in 1989, where the whole premise of this is that in Bodega Bay, California, in a hotel,
which why did you take the name of the town from the Birds?
Don't know, because Charles Band wanted to.
Yeah.
And it's like Hitchcock, haha, but no, in Bodega Bay, California, in 1939. Andre Toulon, I believe in this one, he's played by William Hickey. Yeah, William Hickey he's an aging man who escapes Nazi Germany and is on the run from Nazi agents, and he has this box.
And you can tell.
Yeah,
You can tell that they're Nazis because their hair is slicked back. They don't
wearing
crack
black
a smile,
trench coats,
and they have Lugers. Every German has to use a Luger, or else they're not really a German.
that is how it works.
Yeah.
It's not like any other gun will work for Germans.
Yeah.
It has
No.
to be a Luger.
No. What is this?
It's like if you gave someone like a Smith & Wesson revolver, they'd be like, I don't know how to work this thing. So like, why does it work? Do you press the trigger?
Yeah.
Why is the barrel only like one diameter? Why is it not two?
See, this is how the Allies could have won the war. Just give them American guns, they would have shot themselves in the face.
Yeah. So Andre Toulon's escaping, and he in essence, he knows that they're closing in, and he's a friendly puppet master. He's a friendly puppet master in that he's friends with these murderous dolls, and these murderous dolls are basically, they're little puppets that are alive and have their own distinct personalities.
Yeah, he makes friends with the abominations of God.
Well, you found out in later sequels that he actually created them. So it's not like he just found them. He created them through, honestly, the mythology of how he created them has been kind of all over the place, but it deals mainly with stealing ancient Egyptian, secrets and formulas and injecting them into the dolls. It's a whole mess. But, yeah, you don't really get a whole lot of Toulon in this one because he kills himself.
We got the Bud Dwyer special.
Oh. Do you want to explain what the Bud Dwyer special is?
This is
our
on
non-Pittsburgh
YouTube. This is on
audience.
YouTube for all you sick people out there. Bud Dwyer was a politician who was about to go to jail, so he held a press conference on live television, and he pulled out of a paper bag a gun, and everybody was started to try to storm the podium to try to get him to stop. And before anybody could stop him, he put the gun in his mouth, pulled the trigger, and they all caught this live on national
And no one
television.
cut away.
Yeah.
No one cut away.
And I said to my friends, I'm like, why is his nose bleeding so bad? And my one buddy said, well, if you think about it forensically, he just literally blew out his entire sinus cavity. So
Yeah.
it's just leaking blood.
Yeah. No, I saw it when I heard about it, and I'm just like, holy crap, this is a real thing, and it happened in Pittsburgh. But that's and ultimately what happens to Toulon is he kills himself because he knows that he doesn't want the secrets of his formula for bringing life to inanimate objects to fall in Nazi hands.
Nazis.
And then we flash forward to the present, 1989. And ultimately we have this bizarre, weird subplot that I'd say this is the thing I hate the most about this movie, is that it dives into psychic territory.
Yeah. I don't...
Like, why?
I mean, I guess you got to do something for when the puppets aren't on camera killing somebody.
I know, but it's like you there's no need. And like I want to stress this. At no time in the sequels do they ever again dive into psychic territory. It's only in this first one that the psychic link between people is explored, and you have this group of friends together that aren't really friends. They're more frenemies than anything. They hate each other, but at the same time, we're going to go to the
You're a
dinner parties.
losers club. Yeah.
Yes. It's the You're a Losers Club. That's exactly right. But yeah, these four psychics are contacted miles apart, okay, and by another psychic named Neil Gallagher. Okay, apparently they've all been buddies and that sort of thing, and our hero is Professor Alex Whitaker. Okay,
Sure. We'll call him a hero.
We'll call him the hero.
He's just this big, dumb dork. Who's just like, he's the only one who's not
he is the big
obnoxious.
dumb dork.
Yeah.
He really is. It's like you've got
I have prophetic dreams.
Yeah, I have prophetic dreams, and apparently, like his girlfriend was killed at one time.
Yes.
by Gallagher.
Yeah.
Is that or he's stolen or whatever? I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, so they're all brought together by the death of Neil Gallagher, and they're brought to Bodega Bay at the hotel.
By the way, this hotel is also, and you're going in our back catalog, I believe when we talk about haunted houses, the 1944 film, whose name escapes me now. Let me see if I can just pull it up quickly. If not, we'll move ahead. But 1944, I'm going to sing, and that's going to cover our time. 1944, Time is stupid. It is a construct. Just listen to my voice. You know you.
I'm going to
love
leave
the
this all in,
sound of
by the
it.
way.
I know. Okay. The Uninvited, actually. That's the hotel from The Uninvited.
No
1944. Yeah, so they just reuse it. I mean, you see the Geiger from Ghostbusters. They use that and They Live and other movies.
Yes.
And I'm like, no, that's just for ghosts. Get out of there. Don't stop using that.
Yeah, when I saw the Geiger counter show up in They Live, I'm like, that is not how it works. That's not how it
They
works at all.
recycle locations.
That's
and
not how it works at all.
you know.
But yeah, so Neil Gallagher's dead, and apparently his last thing was to bring all of these, frenemies together and Bodega Bay in. And, Alex is like, I need to make sure that he's really dead. So his other frenemy, Dana, stabs a long pin into Neil's corpse to verify that he's actually dead.
By the way, if a corpse has been set up for view, I don't know if people know this, but the body is drained of all fluids. They sew the eyes shut. They sew the mouth shut. They sew the butthole shut. And if it's a male, the penis head. And if it's a female, they do sew the vulva shut. So you could have just tried to open his eyeball. If you could, then he's not really dead and set for viewing.
See, that seems like a detail that no one else would really know. Like, I don't think Charles Band was just like, yes, we need to verify this. Just making sure that his eyes can't open up, and then that'll be it. No, it's more dramatic to say, ha, I'm going to put a pin in him, and if he moves, then he's alive.
Yeah. Check his butthole. Is it open or is it sewed?
Yeah. So the whole premise of this movie is that, while all of these frenemies are together, they all start to be having these weird visions. And while this is all also going on, our friendly puppets are also taking turns murdering people one at a time, right?
As you do, yeah.
As you do, yeah.
We first get Punchy McPunch.
Punchy McPunch?
Yeah.
You mean Pinhead?
Yeah.
Yeah, not Hellraiser Pinhead,
Yeah.
but Pinhead Larry Pinhead.
Robert Irvine from the Food Network, pretty much.
Yeah. So how do you want to explain how Punchy McPunch takes out the victim?
Oh, well, he first takes out the innkeeper.
Yes.
Correct? Yeah, and she's just like, she keeps hearing the piano playing, and it's like, you get that whole feeling like, oh, it's the cat inside the piano kind of thing, because nobody's playing it, and it's like, what's going on there? And, she starts fucking around with the fire, which is something you do when you're terrified. Go near an open flame. And then Punchy decides, even though his whole thing is just to punch the crap out of you, grabs a fire poker and hits her in the head with the non-stabby end.
The non-stabby.
And he's like, shabam! You're dead, maybe-ish, sort of now. A small cloth puppet hit you with the non-stabby end of a fire poker, and you're dead.
I do got to ask you this question. Now that we're talking about the puppets.
Yeah.
Would you find them terrifying?
I mean, I would find it terrifying that an inanimate object like that was alive. I wouldn't be terrified of it.
Do you think you could take him?
Well, yeah, of course. It's a little, that's what I never understood about the Chucky. You know, always in the Child's Play movies, they always had to find a way to write around how Chucky could kill somebody. Like, he cuts their, the back of their leg, and then they can't walk anymore, and then he kills them because they're on the ground level.
Yeah.
Like, if Chucky came running at me, I'd just punt the motherfucker. But...
Yeah.
So it would be scary if they were alive. But you even see this in this movie, like when they cut to the wide shot where it's obviously just a doll, and they throw it across the room. It's like, it's just a doll. It's not really that big a deal. So, I think that would be creepy. But at the same time, what are they going to do?
I think aside from maybe Tunneler and Blade, I think you could probably grab them and throw them into a toy bin and then just
lock it. Yeah. The end.
I can't get out. Yeah, I know. I locked it on purpose. But.
Funny story. I can't remember what celebrity it was. I wish I could, because he told this hilarious story. I think it was on Conan when he was doing late night. He said he was in the room, in a green room, where a ventriloquist was using as well, and it was late at night. And he was looking at the ventriloquist doll, and all of a sudden the ventriloquist doll, out of nowhere, without anybody controlling it, just turned violently and looked at him. And the arms started to flail and the mouth was moving. And he's like, I am screaming like a little kid. I am absolutely terrified. I almost pissed my pants. And then before you know it, a cat who had jumped in the back of the ventriloquist dummy jumped out. You know, it's just like, so it was a cat accidentally hitting all
Right.
the configurations. So he's
Wow.
like, I will forever hate that cat. That cat gave me the greatest scare of my life.
Yeah. So getting back to the Puppet Master, because I mean, the truth is there's not really a whole lot to this movie. It really is just kind of a series of kills.
Yeah.
At least that's kind of I feel it is.
Yeah, we get introduced to a bunch of bad people that then have to be
Frenemies.
murdered by dolls.
Yeah, frenemies. And of course you got like your slutty friend who's like just gonna have sex with everybody.
By the way, they're kind of like coming out of his casket. Is he like pooping them?
Yeah.
He's like, and then here comes.
I mean,
the
they're
head.
just there.
Yeah.
They're just hidden in there.
Yeah.
They're just hidden in there. But yeah, you know, you've got, you know, the promiscuous friend who is just like, well, I'm gonna have sex with everybody, and you know, she gets killed. I think she gets tunneled to the face.
Well, there's like the one lady who's like, I can see who sat in this chair, who was in this bed.
That's. Oh no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And like, I like the one she's like, two nurses
Two
on
lovers.
shore leave, like spend the entire time in this tub. I'm like, okay, if
That's
in
that's the husband and wife
Yeah.
group. Yeah.
If that's in the script, you might want to pick a tub that's not too small for one person, let alone two people. Should have been one of those like jacuzzi tubs or something.
Yeah.
That two people could be
But
in.
in 1940 something, they didn't have jacuzzi tubs like that. You know, so, but yeah, I mean, each one of these pretty much these horrible people get killed, and while this is all going on, you have this mystery of the puppet master being kind of unleashed, and you know, Alex kind of befriends one of the what was it, like one of the innkeeper's daughter, I believe.
Yeah.
And you know, he starts to kind of really fall for her and that sort of thing, and you know, that's all great, and we kind of get the idea that there's more to this mystery than we're being led to, and surprise, we find out that Neil Gallagher's alive. Could have told you that one, like from the start, and
just as his prophetic dream showed him,
because we always have
main
these
hero's
creepy
prophetic dreams,
prophetic dreams.
Yeah.
That's like, aha, he's alive, and you know, he's taking my girlfriend, and it's pretty you know that this is going to happen, but yeah, he's alive, and he apparently had found the secret of Toulon's, you know, secret of reanimating, you know, the inanimate objects, and he reanimated himself.
But I mean, did that also heal everything he did? Because didn't he shoot himself in the mouth?
Yes.
So if he had blown his head off with a shotgun, would all of those pieces miraculously come back together to form his head
No,
again?
it doesn't work that way. But apparently, in movie logic, that doesn't matter.
Okay.
But yeah, you're right. He did shoot himself.
So if he had gone through like a wood chipper, would he have been able to reanimate
Just
himself?
dump a little bit of that green stuff on him, and you're fine.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so surprise, and I know if you're wondering, like, Brian, why are you going so fast with this movie? It's like, because there's not a whole lot there.
This movie is like 82 minutes?
There's not a whole lot there.
Get in, get out. Yeah.
So, you know, he's revealed, and it's, again, he's the most stereotypical bad guy, McBad guy there is, you know, and I don't know why he wanted to bring all these frenemies together to kill them.
I think
it's
like
never
get
really
everybody
explained.
in one place to knock them off, maybe.
But there's no reason why.
But why does he hate psychics so much? Although the one like really miserable lady that does want to drunkenly have sex with everybody, she's like, good riddance to this son of a bitch. And I'm like, well, okay, so clearly this guy has some history with this
clearly
people,
has some history.
Yeah.
But yes, so sure enough, Neil takes the innkeeper's daughter as like a hostage and is going to kill her and do it in front of Alex, just like he did to, you know, Alex's former girlfriend or wife or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the puppets turn on him. They turn on the puppet master.
Well, they got a heart
master.
of gold. These
Well,
puppets,
they're Puppet Master is a weird series in that the dolls really aren't the evil things. Like, they really aren't. It's the person operating the dolls. You know, like that's kind of the thing there. So yeah, Neil is a evil shit. So he kind of unleashed them on people. But yeah, the minute that Neil starts to treat the dolls like crap, they're just like, "Fuck you, we're gonna cut you up."
Well, so he's like smacking ladies.
Yeah, he's smacking ladies because you got to have that in there apparently. And the
the 80s.
It's the 80s. Everyone says, "Oh, the 80s are great." It's like, kind of, sort of, not really. But yeah, Neil gets trapped in an elevator, and the dolls start like cutting him up, throwing leeches on him.
They're all taking turns doing their shtick.
They all got their shtick, and he starts. Doesn't he turn like green goo? Does it green shit fall out of him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like green and yellow because
Green
he's
and
not
yellow.
because he's no longer human.
No, he's not. He's part puppet.
But I kind of like he was like, I am like stronger than like a mortal man, almost. I don't think he used those words. But
my
then,
big question is how did he reanimate himself?
very carefully.
No, but I'm just saying, like the whole idea with Toulon's formula is that you got to like get squirted by it, and then it ejected, and then you become reanimated. But he would have had to die first, right? Mm-hmm. So somebody else would have had to inject him with the formula.
Maybe it was his ghost. Maybe we got some Frighteners shit in here.
Oh, that's because you want to watch Frighteners instead of this one.
Maybe.
Yeah, a little bit. So that's really all Puppet Master is, and I know this is 19 minutes in, but I really want to talk about like the legacy of the movie.
Well, something that I do love, this is the point, when our hero gets the utter living piss beat out of him.
Oh,
for
yeah.
like what felt like maybe 35 minutes. It was probably like 2.5 minutes. Just like him just getting punched,
getting
and
the shit kicked
in
out
the
of him.
face. I was like, if this movie went on for 2.5 hours and it was just him getting pummeled the entire time, I don't ever think I'd stop laughing. And I don't
Kind of
understand-
like that scene from They Live,
Yeah.
where the fight scene happens.
I don't understand how he's our hero. Like, why is he? Because he went to save the lady?
Yes, that is
Okay.
the reason
That's
why
the
he's
only
our
reason
hero.
he's a protagonist.
That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Okay.
he's not a shitty psychic.
Yeah, he's just not a bad dude.
You know, he doesn't get aroused when he's in a bed that someone else had sex in. He's not trying to beg everyone to be hateful.
He doesn't have a ponytail.
He doesn't have a ponytail because ponytails automatically mean you're bad.
Oh yeah. That makes if you do a ponytail, you're a bad dude.
Yeah, especially the 80s, 80s and late 90s. Like remember the movie Man at Work?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That guy had a ponytail, slick back hair.
I feel like every executive producer who like was a record producer in a movie had like a ponytail. Like,
Yeah.
And he'd call you babe, you're gonna be huge.
Bubby.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry. The minute you bring up the booby, I'm done. But yeah, Puppet Master is an interesting movie, again, because the sequels, I think, are more memorable than the original. Like, this obviously spawned a cult series of movies, but it's been something that I think more people go to the sequels than they do the original movie. Like, I don't see anyone go like, oh, yeah, remember the psychics? No, they're like, remember the puppets. And that's why the focus in the sequel shifted to just the puppets. Yeah. It's also the movie that birthed Full Moon Features.
Oh, is this like the house that Freddie built?
Yes,
Is this the house that Puppets built?
The puppet. It absolutely is. This birthed the Full Moon Features, and I mean, they're still going strong now, which is crazy.
I think we recently watched something, or we were considering watching that had Full Moon Pictures was like the distributor. Yeah, so they're still cooking, living off that puppet dream.
That puppet dream.
But yeah, and I'm assuming because I haven't seen too many of these. But I'm assuming the puppet effects improved over time, and it wasn't.
No, actually, they went downhill.
Oh wow, okay. Because a lot of it was use the POV shot as your get out of jail free card.
Yeah,
And then sometimes it was like literally hold the doll up from behind like a desk. So only every once in a while did you get like a stop motion shot of like usually it was like Pinhead getting back up after he'd been thrown
Pinhead
around.
or Blade running like that was something. But no, the puppet effects actually got worse in subsequent sequels.
Yikes!
Honestly, I'd say roughly around Puppet Master 4 and 5 is where they started to go downhill and really got bad in Legacy and I think Part 6 as well. But no, the first 3 movies actually have some pretty decent effects, and they're still low budget. Like that's the thing is they're still low budget films. But yeah, I noticed as a fan of this series that you lost the stop motion basically because that's a very time intensive process. That always went away. But no, you're right. You'd have the puppet show up, rods moving the arms around.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they went downhill in the sequels.
So are you saying they went to computer animation?
No, they haven't even done that. They're still like I haven't watched any of the new ones because it's one of those things that's like I don't know if Puppet Master works for nowadays.
Okay. Because I remember asking you, I'm like, wasn't there one of these, like a Christmas movie with Puppet Master?
They did Demonic Toys, yes. Yes, but I don't know how well that one was. But yeah, there was Puppet Master.
Oh, I imagine it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. As long as it's a crappy Christmas movie or special, I'm in. I'm in.
I know. You're all about the shitty Christmas specials, like Kirk Cameron Saves Christmas.
Oh my God! Remember watching?
Yeah, I do.
It's still one of the only things I've ever purchased off YouTube. If you go into my purchases, it's a very scant list, and one of them is Kirk Cameron Saves Christmas. For anybody wondering, I think we rented it off Amazon Prime for a Christmas party, so we could make fun of it. And for some reason, it just wasn't playing worth a damn. And the only other place to like get it was on YouTube, and you had to buy it. And I just said, "Screw it."
Yeah, you did.
I'm going $18 in.
Well, I remember being there, and I was just like, "You're gonna buy it? Are you sure?"
No, we gotta watch this.
You gotta watch it. Like, you gotta pay money for it, which means. Then Kirk Cameron gets money, and you don't want that.
That Kirk Cameron money.
Cameron money. But getting back to Puppet Master, which one was your favorite puppet out of the whole bunch?
I think I would have told you before this, because just going off memory would have been like, Blade, because like that's everyone's, because he's so creepy looking. But I think I love Pinhead. I just love him like just punching everybody. He's like, maybe I'll find a
Well, he doesn't say anything. Yeah, he doesn't say anything. For me, I've always been partial to Blade. And I even have like a doll, like a life-size doll that's covered in blood. And I went through a period of like when I was around 19 or 18 where I like collected the Puppet Master stuff. Like every time I went to a Hot Topic or Spencer's, they would always have those things there. So like I have a few of them. I have Pinhead, I have Jester, and a life-size Blade. Yeah. So
was it Turner with the screw head? Tunneler, sorry, excuse me.
With the screw head.
There's no way he could have ever gathered up enough steam to actually impale anyone. That drove me a little nuts.
Come on. Suspension of disbelief. So let me get this straight. So if his head was spinning a lot faster, because that's one thing I can see people complain about. It's like, well, the drill on his head is not really spinning fast enough. Yeah. But you're telling me that if his head's spinning that fast, it's razor sharp. You're telling me that there's no way in hell that him running is not going to impale somebody?
Brian, if I set an electric drill to just constantly run, and I put it on a skateboard, and I push that skateboard actually fairly quickly at your leg, it would hit you and go, "Ow, fuck!" and then you'd move your leg. It would give you a gash, but that's it. It wouldn't cut through your leg like butter. I'm like, I don't know about the physics of this here. I don't know if I buy this.
You're questioning the physics of a puppet movie.
Well, kind of, yeah. I also want to know just how, like, Pinhead, how his punches really hurt that much.
Because he's got man hands.
Man hands.
He's got man hands. The other thing, too, that I never understood about all the Puppet Master movies is how does Leech Woman generate the leeches?
Yeah, she's like a little doll. Like, I mean, how much reserves does she have in there?
Yeah, like they're supposed to be in there, but like how did she grow them?
It feels kind of like the way she like vomits them out, like almost like they're being created at that time. Yeah. Maybe it's like one of those creepy crawly food sets or Dr. Dreadful Food Labs.
I had one of those. Creepy crawly food sets. Yeah, but what do you think about the legacy of this film? Like how it kind of its place in cinema?
Well, for me, I think there's something for doll movies because, like I said, I never really saw any of the sequels. This one I had kind of forgotten about, other than like the creepy nature of dolls. But I do, I think that the thing that you had mentioned, Tales from the Hood. One of the things I think a lot of people remember from that one, if they remember nothing else, is all the like we'll call them little people that seemed like dolls from a painting. I don't want to use the incorrect indigenous word, but they were coming after the guy, and just like, I think just the whole idea of little tiny doll people, whether it's Chucky or Puppet Master or anything, or Talkie Tina, it's just like, this is kind of a creepy kind of thing. So I think like this cemented his legacy as like right up there with on the Mount Rushmore with like, not that I think we can even make a full Mount Rushmore, but of creepy dolls, and it spawned a franchise, so good for them, because there's like 80 quadrillion of these things.
There are, and it's one of those things that I think this one really just At least not the sequels. I think the sequels really did the work of establishing its place on Mount Rushmore, because really the sequels did add in, again, the early ones especially, really did add in the mythos that I think most people associate with Puppet Master. Again, the psychic stuff, no one really goes back to that.
They had to start somewhere, I guess. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, not a lot of people, but a few people probably don't know that Friday the 13th, the original killer was the mom. Like
it's true. Everyone says Jason. It's like,
who knew
no,
that
really.
like little weirdo kid that Savini created jumping out of the lake at the end would be the one for the next 47 movies. Right.
Right.
So shit happens weirdly that way. It's like, let's make a movie about well, we got this. We got this psychic script. We got this puppet script. Let's just merge the two together.
That probably was what Charles Band did.
And then it was a big hit, but it's like, what did the test audience say? We didn't care about the psychics, but we loved the puppets. Okay, let's just focus on puppets going forward.
Yeah. So. I mean, I don't have a whole lot extra to add about Puppet Master, other than just it spawned a series of movies that, quite honestly, I think, depending on the quality of them, I haven't seen the most recent ones, but have really cemented that creepy doll legacy. And their look alone has become notorious. Everyone knows those puppets. Whether you even you probably knew what those were even before you actually watched the movie, because they're just like for Freddy and Pinhead and Michael Myers. They just have a mystique of their own. And
especially Blade. Yeah,
Blade really does kind of have the mark on that. But I know this is a short episode, but to be fair, also we've been talking for 3 days.
Hey, it's clear. We could drag this out and be like, Brian, what was your favorite piece of dialogue from? And then just pick an actor. Well, I think it was at the 13.47 second mark. Hey, get in, get out, and leave a beautiful corpse. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. But final thoughts on Puppet Master, John?
I now kind of, because I know how much you like this and I respect your taste and everything, I kind of now want to go through and watch the rest of the Puppet Master movies, because as you told me, it gets better.
2 and 3. You could do 2 and 3.
I
don't think you need to do 4 and 5, because that again gets the
or any of the branch offs, the Hobbs versus Blade.
Yeah. You don't need to watch Demonic Toys versus Puppet Master.
Yeah,
just that. But I would suggest, though, I showed you this earlier. The movie Blood Dolls is a wacky movie.
Oh, yes. I remember you.
I showed you that trailer.
You showed me the trailer for it, yeah.
Blood Dolls, another Charles Band movie. Really good. In the bad way. But that's good. Where can they find you at on the internet, John?
Oh, man. It's so weird doing all these batch recordings. Usually I'm like, oh, let's be really glib, and I have been for all the other ones, but I'm just going to say I'm tired. I'm going to say Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and please check out J-Dub's Video Nasties. If you are a fan of this show, you'll probably like that too, especially if you like my irreverent, sometimes over-the-top humor. I got plenty of videos there, but also interviews if you're not into my sense of humor, but you find certain people interesting. Check out those interviews. So, and if you like the stuff, please subscribe, please watch, and if you're so inclined, go ahead and share it around. All that YouTube shit.
The YouTube shit. You can find me at Bragging Content. I also run the Psycho Show page. Be sure to like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Psycho Show. You can also find us on the Epicast Network at epicastnetwork.com. If you have a favorite movie or question you want to throw away, or maybe you really love the psychic entry in Puppet Master, which, okay, cool.
I sense you don't.
That you don't. Or I'm receiving your messages now, but if it doesn't work psychically, you can reach out to us at cinemapsychoshow.com. And be sure to like us and follow us and listen to us wherever you get your audio, and we will see you next time.
I'm having a sincere, honest belief, a psychic belief, that the world is going to end on New Year's Eve this year.